to order by myself, Emil Barham, at 4:03 p.m. on Tuesday, September 30th, 2025 at the District Office Conference Center. Are there any requests for changes to the agenda?
Yeah, this is a question for Tony.
Tony, can you hear? They're asking you a question. Okay.
Yeah, I know the public censure, the item against me, I know the public can't censure a board member. Board members can do that, but the public can. I know it's in accordance with the Brown Act to post this to the public for 72 hours. Can this be tabled indefinitely?
You could certainly postpone it. The education code requires you to agendize public requests for agenda items that are with the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. Mm-hmm. Certainly, the censure of a board member is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. I'd never actually seen a community resolution like this, so I don't know what the board will do with it on the agenda. But in any event, your board bylaw on agendizing requests from the public gives latitude to kind of fix when it's going to be considered.
Got it.
I wouldn't delay it for too long, but certainly postponing it from tonight to some future meeting would not be a problem.
I got it, but it can't be postponed indefinitely. Has to be heard.
Eventually, you're going to have to take it up. Yeah, because it's in general the subject matter of the board.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
So do you want to make any motion on that? No. Okay. Okay, so I have one. I have an item that I would like to table, and that is under action items number 6, resolution opposing Assembly Bill 495 to defend parental rights in education. And I'd like to read a statement. In California, the contents of a bill that has not been signed into law are generally not within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Board of Education.
Point of order. Are we deliberating here? Is this correct for him to make a statement? Mr. DeMarco, could you answer that? Because I'm unclear.
Mrs. Wordsmith, please, okay? I'm trying
I think this is a good question for legal to answer.
Okay, can I want to justify my reason, if you don't mind, for tabling
I'd like to know if the protocol is appropriate first.
Okay, no problem.
If it is, that's fine.
Okay, no problem. Mr. DeMarco?
I'm sorry, I'm not clear on what's going on right now.
Okay, so let me start again. I would like to table, okay, indefinitely, action item number 6, opposing Assembly Bill 495 to defend.
That I'm being asked.
I'm sorry? What was that?
He froze.
Oh, he froze.
He's frozen.
Okay.
You want to froze? He's back.
Are you there?
Nope.
I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Okay, so again, my intent here is to postpone or to table indefinitely Resolution 2526 opposing Assembly Bill 495 to defend parental rights in education. And basically what I would like to say is in California, the contents of a bill that has not been signed into law are generally not within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Board of Education. A bill is just a legislative proposal until it is enacted by law. So the board's justification is defined by existing law and its role as a policy-making body.
Point of order. I asked that you guys, Dr. Woods, did you tell him that I was walking in?
Yes.
Okay. Where are we at?
I haven't approved the agenda yet. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So we have the call to order and the approval of the agenda?
Okay, I'm trying to make
A change to the
to the
he's trying
agenda.
to make a change to the agenda.
Okay, what change are you making to the agenda?
I'm making number 6, action items. I want to
Table
table 6.
What is number 6?
It's opposing 495. And basically what I'm saying, it is not, again, this is my 3rd or 4th attempt.
So we have a motion and a, did
Ex-
we have a second?
We have nothing. So
Okay.
just let me talk if you don't mind. I'll start again.
No, go ahead. Just
Thank you.
complete.
Yeah, just let me talk because people are interrupting me left and right.
Actually, normally what we do is we take a motion and a second. So Mr.
is
Barham
correct.
would like to remove AB 495. Do I have a second?
Okay, okay.
Okay,
All right, so now can I talk?
now you can go.
Thank you. In California, the contents of a bill that has not been signed into law are generally not within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Board of Education. A bill is just a legislative proposal until it is enacted as law. The board's jurisdiction is defined by existing law and its role as a policy-making body, not by pending legislation. While the board can set policy within the framework of existing law, it does not have jurisdiction over a proposed bill's content before it becomes law. If the bill is signed into law, then we as a board, in collaboration with district administration, will be tasked with creating regulations to implement the new law.
Okay, let's go ahead and, Steve, you have a comment?
Yeah, I would like to add, I've done some research with my attorneys, not my board attorneys, my own personal attorneys, about the advisability of us doing something like this. And I'm just going to make this hypothetical because we don't know. So if the governor has already signed AB 495 because it's on his desk, and I don't know, and I don't know if anyone else knows. If he has signed it, then it is law. And according to my attorneys, we put ourselves in severe legal jeopardy if we pass this resolution. There are all kinds of sanctions, personal liability sanctions, sanctions against the board from the Department of Education, from the Riverside County Office of Education. So I think it's extremely poor idea to vote on this item.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to postpone.
I have a comment.
Okay, and then I'm going to ask Mr. DeMarco.
So we had a discussion on the dais, and there was actually a consensus to bring this back. AB 495 does have to do with information pertaining to the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. In fact, when I talked to Dr. Woods about it earlier, we discussed how important it is for schools to be aware of what's going on. The governor has until October 14th to sign it. And I truly believe, as the smallest cradle of democracy here in the local community, we do have an ability to speak into it. It makes a difference in Sacramento. It makes a difference for the community to know what's going on. We can further explain it, and I do think there have been several districts, including one down south. I just got information on it today with Andrew Hayes on what they are specifically doing to safeguard what they have at the district, and it's a good conversation point for all of us. Whether we stick to this resolution word for word isn't really the issue. We need to have the conversation so the community knows what's going on and where we as a district stand. So I think it needs to stay.
Okay.
Dr. Anderson?
I have a question.
Oh, I do also, but go ahead.
So, because you said that there's potential future litigation around this, can we
Yes.
ask legal questions in closed session, or does it have to be in open session? That question is for Mr. DeMarco. Okay. Mr. DeMarco, I have a question. Mr. Schwartz said that there's potential litigation that we could be sued if we adopt this resolution. Can we ask legal questions in closed session regarding the potential of being sued if we adopt this, or does it need to be an open session?
We could agendize a closed session regarding potential litigation based on board action for this item. I don't think that we have it agendized for tonight.
Okay.
At least not for closed session.
Okay, let's take the vote of postponing this. What was the motion to postpone?
Indefinitely,
Postpone indefinitely or definitely?
indefinitely.
We've
That means it
supported a
could
bill
come back.
before, just so we know we've done that before.
Linnea,
think-
call roll.
I think by the
No,
time.
Linnea, call it.
Excuse me. I think by the
Schwartz?
time it gets there,
You know,
okay,
we're
it's
on
gonna
roll,
be
Mr.
moved.
Barham. You've
It's
already
gonna be
spoken.
moved.
Let's
You've already
go.
Okay,
spoken.
I didn't get to speak my second.
Call the
Can I-
question. Linnea, please call roll.
Schwartz?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Could you repeat the motion?
Do you want to remove this from the agenda?
Yes.
Postpone.
Wiersma,
No.
Komrosky,
No.
Barham,
Yes.
Anderson.
No. So we will let the public give comment. We put this in future agenda items and put it on the agenda, so.
You need to allow people to talk at this meeting.
Okay.
Can
The
you,
next,
I just want to give you some updates on the law. I don't know if you guys are aware.
we'll talk about it in open
of how-
session. That's the appropriate
of how
time
it
to
was
talk about
amended?
it when we
Okay,
get there.
sure.
So we don't want to
Okay,
right
let's
now,
go.
we're just looking at approving the agenda. So we will get to everyone's comments when we get to this item in the agenda. Okay, the next is I am going to make a motion to postpone indefinitely items 5 and 6, both because we have potential future litigation around them, and they are under attorney review.
Under action or information?
That's information items. Oh, no, action items.
Action, so.
Wait, let me see, is that, no, information and reports.
Information reports.
So the vote of no confidence and the vote of community censure postpone indefinitely because they're under attorney review and we need to talk to the attorneys.
Oh, attorney review? Okay, I'll second that.
So I have a comment because before you came in the room, we had that question. Dr. Komrosky actually talked to Mr. DeMarco, and what he said specifically about the community censure is that you can't postpone it indefinitely. You have to tackle it one way or another. So I just want you to be on the same page and knowing what he's already said. So if it were in attorney review, I think he
It
would have
is.
stated that.
It is
So-
indefinitely. So
But-
we're going to postpone it for the
But
time
that
being.
directly is contrary to what Mr. DeMarco said. So I just want to be sure we're on
Can
the
you
right
get
page.
Mr. DeMarco back on?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Mr. DeMarco, we have other complaints related to this, and I want to postpone this indefinitely, meaning not forever, for the time being, until the board has time to discuss this with legal counsel. So
Yeah,
this would be a
Trustee Komrosky asked the same question about whether it could be postponed. And it can be moved to a different agenda item. A different day's agenda. However, your board bylaw says you're supposed to announce when it's going to be. And so I think maybe there's some confusion over postpone indefinitely versus postpone definitely
No.
is sometimes used with this legislative body. I think if we just talk about postponing it to a future agenda, it's a little bit more clear. And that is, I said it could be postponed to a future agenda when we spoke earlier.
Okay.
But eventually you're going to, in my opinion, have to take this up. Because even though it's peculiar to me that it's coming from the community rather than the trustees regulating themselves, it was requested to be on the agenda. And the topic of regulating board conduct is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. So I think eventually you will have to take it up.
So I want to postpone it for 3 months. Do I have a second?
Second,
Okay.
What are we seconding?
postponing the, those two items.
For 3 months.
Both of them? Is that
Yes,
your-
for 3
your
months.
motion for both?
Yes.
Hold on, I'm confused.
I said I want to postpone 5 and 6 for 3 months.
Let's do one at a, can we do
I
one
want
at
to
a
do one at
time?
a time.
Okay, let's do the number 6. I want to postpone that for 3 months.
Which one is number 6?
The censure of Dr. Komrosky. Do I have a second?
Is there a time limit for doing that, Tony, or is it indefinite?
Indefinite means there's a time limit. So definite means
Well,
it's off forever.
indefinite would mean that we're not certain how long it's going to be postponed. And my counsel would be to take it up within a reasonable amount of time. So I don't know whether it's saying 3 months versus saying, Tony, get back to us when you've done some critical evaluation of this and can give us your legal opinion.
Yeah.
Would be a better way to say it, but the competing interest here would be the public's right to agendize stuff under the Ed Code and under your board bylaw versus a court compelling you to do so. So you're gonna have to bring this up at a future agenda. I think you have some leeway to postpone it, and then maybe we could work with administration and the board president to figure out exactly when the date of the next consideration of these matters would be.
So the organizational meeting's in December, so it wouldn't make sense to push it out for 3 months. I don't know if that makes a difference at all, but somebody's got, obviously, each trustee has an issue with these individual items. Does that make a difference? Is there a conflict in that particular trustee voting for the item, or does that not matter in this particular circumstance? That would be for Mr. DeMarco.
Is that being addressed to me, Ms.
Right.
Bushma?
Does everybody have an equal vote in this? Does that not matter? I'm just questioning what we could hear from the community as a result of making any of these motions, because we've had so many issues.
So with for example, the proposed community resolution for the censure of Dr. Komrosky, there is no applicable conflict of interest rule that would preclude him from participating in the deliberation or voting on that resolution.
Okay.
Any other one?
Here's the thing. There's numerous complaints. This is the one. I think that Dr. Komrosky needs to be fully informed and that he should have the opportunity, and Mrs. Wiersma, actually. I think that you guys need to have a conversation with Mr. DeMarco about what's going on with this resolution. So I'm going to motion. I made a motion and a second to postpone it for 3 months. I think that it would benefit everyone to have more information before we move forward and before the public comes. And
For clarity, did Steve second it?
I did.
Okay.
Are you splitting them? So we're doing one at a time?
yeah, we'll do one at a time.
Okay, so the first one is for Dr. Komrosky. Okay, let's vote.
And can you restate the motion?
The motion is to postpone this for 3 months or sooner if we can get legal counsel sooner than 3 months. But I think 90 days is a reasonable time.
Okay.
Especially information keeps pouring in, and I think the board needs to be fully informed of that information.
Especially considering 2 advisory board members are on that. So it's a complete conflict of interest.
So let's
That's my
postpone
opinion.
it for 3 months.
Okay?
Okay, Schwartz,
Yes.
Wiersma,
Yes.
Komrosky.
Yes.
Barham.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes. The second is I'm going to motion to postpone indefinitely for 6 months the community censure of board, or the vote of no confidence. Do I have a second?
Second.
Are we going to debate?
Go ahead.
Discuss?
You want to keep this on right now?
Absolutely.
Okay, I think that this is actually related. More information's come out, and I think this is related to a civil matter and a matter that the board voted that we would not be bringing back and involving the district in. And
There are ethical breaches as far as you are concerned, Dr. Anders, that need, that the
This
public, that, excuse me, because you don't give anybody a chance to speak. There are ethical breaches within your conduct in terms of how you deal with attorneys. And the public knows about these things, and I know about these things, and this is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. Nobody's saying anything about future litigation. Right now, you're just trying to protect your butt, okay? And this needs to come forward into the public. The public is going to be here. The public has something to say about your ethical breaches, okay? And you know that, and you just don't want them brought forward. And I know that, okay? So nobody is saying anything about future litigation. Okay, you are totally off base. This is totally within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board, and that's it.
no,
And
it's not.
Yes, it is, okay? Because like I said, there are ethical breaches, okay?
You want
have
to
breached-
throw-
You
you
have
want-
breached
you're-
your,
you're-
you have breached
Okay,
your fiduciary
I-
duties,
I
in
let
my
you speak.
opinion.
Now
okay?
let me have a turn
My
for
time
1
isn't
minute.
up yet. I have 10 seconds
Okay,
left.
go.
Okay? And I want 10 seconds back,
Okay,
please.
go.
Yeah. So there are ethical breaches as far as you're concerned. I have proof of those things. Community members have proof of those things. And we need to bring it out into the public square because this is what you do. You don't allow these things to come into the public square because you're trying to protect yourself and your own interests.
Okay, so this is regarding Advocates of Faith and Freedom and Bob Tyler. And I think that you're angry that you don't have
I'm not
all the
angry.
information.
I'm not angry.
Because we can't have 3 board members in contact, or it's a Brown Act violation. So we've put Dr. Komrosky as the point of contact and not you, and I think that
And that's
that's what
fine.
this is about.
No, it's not.
And I don't think that this is the time and place, so we can discuss it. I think we need to agendize it for closed session because it's regarding a law firm that we're working with right now. And there's community members that are involved that do have emails and texts that will speak to it as well. But we need to postpone this for 6 months. There's no point in doing this right now. I have a motion and a second.
So I have a comment, and this is not going to be easy, but I actually agree with Trustee Barham. There are a variety of things that we've seen for about 8 or 9 months now that are clearly ethical violations, complete dishonesty, an abuse of power, targeting of trustees' work, a misrepresentation of attorneys. I could go on and on. Now, I know Mr. Barham's nodding, but I've got things to say for you too if given the opportunity. But the point is, each one of us on this dais should be honest and recognize the fact that there have been concerns that have created liability for this district, for the board president, for individual trustees, and for the staff. And for anyone to deny the truth of what this actually means and what it has brought us is not making the right decision. I think there should be a discussion, and I think tonight's the right time to do it.
Okay, so my comments directed at Mr. Barham. If you really wanted to, change leadership, you would have done it at the last meeting when Jen censured reorganizational leadership. This is nothing more than a public shaming. So here's my thing. I'd be open to this and hearing it if we edit it and put your name in there as well for a vote of no confidence. How do you like those flying monkeys?
That would be fine.
Yeah?
That would be fine.
Yeah.
I have no problem with
This
that.
is about advocates of faith and freedom.
No, it's not. No, it is
about
not.
advocates of faith and
It
freedom.
is not.
It's much deeper than that.
It is.
It is.
It
And,
is.
and there's
It
going to be a
is.
public, they're gonna try to hang Bob
You know
Tyler
what?
and advocates
Sorry.
of faith and
I have
freedom.
no-
Sorry,
I have
Mr.
no-
Barham,
That's-
Mr.
that's
Barham
fair.
I have no
interrupted.
problem with that.
Mr. Barham interrupted me, and I get it, I interrupted him earlier. Okay. So my thing is if we want an edit, we can do that if we can get consensus right now. Otherwise, I'm for tabling it indefinitely as well, because I think this is nothing more than a public humiliation shame ritual, but there's no end result. It doesn't do anything, Emil, unless you have something secretive that you want to release right now.
There is nothing secret.
Then why didn't you join Jen when it was agendized for reorganizational leadership? Why now?
Because information has come to light, and you know what that information is, as well as the rest of us.
I don't know what you're
Okay.
talking about.
It's the email from the public person.
Yeah,
There's
but-
someone in the public and they're out to,
But there's more than one person, okay? There is more
Miss-
than one person. And you know what, Dr. Komrosky? I have no problem if you want to add me to that list, because I have done nothing wrong. I want to discuss ethical breaches, okay? And if you feel that I have ethically breached my fiduciary duty, if you feel that I have done that, then I am perfectly willing to put my own self on the list as well.
And put yourself in and let's do it.
Okay, no problem. Let's do
Mr.
it.
Schwartz.
Let's do it. I'm fine with that.
I think that's out of order, and so we'll put that aside for now. I did nominate you to be president because I felt that at the time you were the best choice. I think it's a difficult job, and I think that you have tried in a number of ways to make it work, and unfortunately, you have been sabotaged by other people, and you have been betrayed by other people, and I think this is an opportunity, if we do go ahead with this, for you to correct some of the mistakes that you think you've made, and we can move forward. So that's all I have to say.
So to follow up, mine was more of the lines on hyperbole, because if this was real, Emil, and I'll go back to what I said, it was really about reorganizational leadership. We would have had the discussion then. So I'm perfectly fine with table this indefinitely. If we want to re-agendize this under, and I can't do it, neither can Jen, but you, well, actually I can. No, member of the prevailing party. Only one of you three can agendize a reorganizational leadership. We can talk about that then.
I want to talk
So
about.
I'm with Dr.
I'm with
Anderson on
your-
this, and
I'm
if we
with
don't
your
get the
mo-
votes,
You just
fine.
flip-flopped, though, with what Mr.
No,
Barham just
no, I did
suggested.
not. I
Because we,
said
within the
hyperbole.
discussion, can talk about reorganization, right? That can be an open
Oh,
discussion
hold on,
point.
hold on.
Why not?
Hold on, let's get even more serious. Do you want to just gut this whole thing and make it a reorganizational leadership
no,
right now?
no.
Because if
No.
you don't, then it's nothing more
You
than
know
a
what?
humiliation.
Excuse me.
Wait, we
There's no
have to
flip-flopping,
agendize
Jen.
it.
Excuse
We
me.
have to agendize it.
We've already agendized our reorganization meeting.
If
We're not changing it now because somebody thinks they're going to be elected president.
That's not what this is
Sorry.
about.
It's not what
Let's
this is
deal.
about.
It's
Can
not
we-
what this is about.
Can we deal with this motion right
you.
now?
Thank you.
And move forward, please?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
this is-
address you, Mrs. Wurzman, there's no flip-flopping, it's hyperbole. My whole original point was reorganizational leadership. That's where this should be done, because this has no end result other than public shaming of a board member.
It's not about shaming. It's about actually talking about in the community the things that have gone down in terms of leadership and how they've reverberated around the country. So
Totally.
I disagree with you. I
Okay.
feel that we should go with Trustee Barham and actually talk about it. If he's willing to put himself in that position, then I think that's a great way to go because there are issues. So if we're going to ignore it and try to cover for each other, I'm not down with that. I am here for honesty and to actually discuss things and maybe get to a place where we can move forward together as a board.
And I
it's
agree
not
with
going to
you.
happen without a real
I
conversation.
agree with you.
Dr. Komrosky, you can agendize a reorganization later, and then the board will have to decide on it.
I can't.
We can't put it on today because it's not on the agenda.
scheduled it for December.
I can't, because I'm not a member of the prevailing party.
Yeah, we can't agendize, Mr. DeMarco, we can't do my assumption is we can't do a reorganization right now because it's not been previously agendized.
That's correct.
We could if you stepped down, though, because that would trigger an actuality of needing a president, which would be up to you. But we don't have to reorganize. The point is we should have the discussion. And I think it's dishonest for anybody to feel any differently with where we've been in the last 8 to 9 months.
Okay, I said
agree.
my piece. I think this is about Mr. Barham more than about me, so.
That is not
I made
correct.
the motion, and we have a second to postpone it indefinitely. There's also another conflict of interest, and it's regarding the information that you put on the agenda and your attorney, who I told I would follow up with after this meeting.
There is no conflict of interest. You're making it up. Let's go.
Hold on, point of order. This is misagendized because it's under information and reports and you're requesting for a vote, but you yourself said you wanted a two-stage process. So by virtue of you pushing for this to be a two-stage process, we can't actually have this on the agenda, hence the indefinite, or we can postpone it to the next meeting if it's agendized, right? Which
Did
it's
you
not.
agendize it for action, and was it pushed to information?
I agendized this for action.
Yeah,
It was pushed
that's
for
what I've done as
information.
well.
I tried,
It's all.
wait, I want to tell you one thing. I tried to put this in future agenda items, and I was in a huge argument because I said, it is not fair for Mr. Barham to force all of your information in future agenda items and then him threaten to sue the district if we don't put his
Not to sue the
information.
district, to sue the board.
To sue the board. He said he was
And
going to
to sue
sue the
you.
board
To
and
sue
sue
you.
me if I didn't push his, and you can ask Mr. DeMarco, we argued for 30 minutes because I said, it's not fair, whatever problems you and I have, it is not fair for me to put your information in future agenda items because Emil and Steve and I agreed to do that. And then for him to threaten to sue the board and sue me and force me to put this in information. And in the end, Mr. DeMarco and Mr. Diedrich said, he sounds like he's got an attorney and he's going to sue. Do you want to sue? And so we put it here, and I didn't want to because it isn't fair. And you can ask Mr. DeMarco if we had a heated discussion. It's not fair for Mr. Barham to make a rule for you and not for him.
You know what? Mrs. Wiersma could have fought for that herself.
Well,
She
I
did
fought
not
for
do
it
that.
for you.
Okay? So,
fought for it for you.
okay. That's not the point. The point is that we have governing documents, and there is a hierarchy of governing documents. There are ed statutes, ed codes, and bylaws. And the bylaws supersede our governing handbook, okay? And I rightfully put that in as an action item and spent $1,000 with my own attorney, okay? Because You are trying to protect yourself. And according to the bylaw, I have every right to put it in as an action item. But you chose, according to the bylaw, to put it in information and reports, okay? So whatever you did with her, okay, is between the two of you, okay? That's between the two of you. I have a right to put that where it is supposed to go, okay? And you would not allow it, okay? Because again, you're trying to protect yourself. So it went into the right place per your choice, okay? You put it in information and reports.
Wait, I want to clarify.
Excuse me.
Nope, he's up, he's past his time. I have an attorney question.
Yeah, excuse
Mr.
me.
DeMarco, could you just?
Excuse me, I'm
No.
not finished. No,
You are finished. Point of order, he's had more time to talk than anyone.
You are not.
Mr. Barham, you've had more time to
what?
talk than anyone.
No, I haven't. I've
Yes,
sat
you
back
have.
here. You know, I rightfully wanted it in action. You fought me. You put it in information and reports, and that's where you can put it, according to the bylaw, and that's where it is right now.
Mr.
Okay?
DeMarco,
Trustee Anderson, this has happened for 8 to 9 months with all of us on some level, other than
Mr.
Mr.
DeMarco,
Schwartz.
did I try to put this in? My statement was, this is not fair to Jen Wiersma to not have this in future agenda items.
Doesn't matter.
You did indicate that your established practice was to agendize matters for future agenda items for round one. But we looked at your board bylaws and the education code and advised you to put it on the current agenda. And I don't want to betray too much attorney-client privilege, Dr. Anderson, but I can confirm that there was quite a bit of debate on whether to do that, yes.
Because I felt like it wasn't fair.
Well, you've also agendized items in our name that we didn't ask to upload.
Okay,
Items
that's
that I
point of order.
asked for
We'll get to
action
that.
have been pushed
We'll
into
get to
future
that
agenda
during the-
items.
Okay, point of order.
Dr. Anderson, your leadership has failed, and we're having the conversation now, even in the approval of the agenda. And it's tough to hear this, and I don't say this with malice,
Point
but
of order, we're just
it's
pointing.
all been a
we're-
problem.
No, we're gonna have to, how are we gonna get the agenda approved?
We're going to take a vote, and this is going to stay. If we
This
vote
is
it
gonna
in.
stay?
Yes, it's going to
it
stay.
would if people were honest.
Yes, exactly. We need to have this conversation in open session. There's no future litigation, just like last time with the amicus brief. There was no reason not to
I
have that
didn't-
in open session. There is no reason not to have this in open session and to have this discussion. It's time to have it. It's time to have it. It's like, let the public hear. The public is coming with information as well.
The board
I
has
have
been
information,
emailed all
and
of
you
that
just don't
information, so
want
the board is aware of all that
You don't want the
information.
information out there. That is the issue.
Because it's not true information, and the public that has the true information is going to come.
I have
And you are
information
gonna-
too, Dr. Anderson.
You guys,
I
can we
have it
just
too.
move on? We
It's
have
not
Call the
disagreement,
question.
but let's just vote because we look really bad as a board.
Call
Let's
the
just vote.
question.
Yeah.
Lene, we're gonna postpone,
Let's just vote.
question is to postpone, it was moved and seconded.
The motion to postpone. Okay, Schwartz,
No.
Wiersma,
You want it to, you're gonna keep this on the agenda?
Yes.
Wiersma,
Is this with the tie-in of 2 trustees or one?
What
just
trustees?
the one.
This is, you're gonna vote for me
Jen,
to have a no
Jen, I
confidence vote
admitted
today.
it was hyperbole and I was against all of it unless it's organizational leadership. So no.
So,
Unless you want to make that motion during the item when it's on the
So
agenda.
my question is,
Got it.
the motion is to postpone. You guys, all 4 of you are gonna motion a vote of no confidence for me tonight? That's,
We want to discuss
Let's
it.
just take
you
the.
wanna discuss
Talk about
it?
It's,
I want to discuss it.
it's a information item. It's not an
Yeah,
action item
He's
to
got the
vote
public
on.
coming. He's
I
got the
don't have the
public
public
coming.
coming.
And I'm so tired of our meetings being just a bunch of public nonsense. It's meeting after meeting after meeting.
And you should have thought about that before you did the things that you've done.
What,
And you talked about it to the public. You did this. You talked to the public about these things. I didn't talk about these things.
this is about
You did.
advocates of faith and freedom.
You did.
And that's who you guys are gonna hang up
This
to
is
lynch tonight.
not about
That is what
advocate-
the email is about.
Let's take the vote,
It's
Melinda.
about Bob Tyler.
Melinda, let's take the vote.
Okay, Schwartz
So you
already voted.
no. He's
So
voted.
you want to bring this to public, Mr. Schwartz?
It's a information and report. It's not an action item. People are gonna comment on it, and then we're gonna move on.
No, they're not.
Okay,
It's
let's
gonna
take the
be-
vote,
I'm
Dr.
just
Anderson.
tired
Okay,
of it.
Come
I'm
on,
tired.
Dr.
I-
Anderson, let's go.
No.
The motion
Let's
is to
go.
postpone, and Steve said no, right? Is that where we're at?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Wiersma,
Can you come back to me?
Komrosky?
Yes.
Barham?
No.
Anderson?
Yes.
Wiersma?
Yes.
Unbelievable, told you.
Are there any other changes to the agenda? Were there any changes to consent items?
I don't have any.
I don't have
Okay.
any.
I move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Schwartz?
Yes.
Wiersma?
Yes.
Komrosky?
Yes.
Barham?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes. The motion was adopted unanimously. In accordance with Government Code Section 54957, the board will now meet in closed session to consider the items listed in Section E. Do we have any public comments on closed session items? No. Okay, then we will close the line.
Could you take one and pass these down so everyone can see the changes to the law? These are all the changes, the amendments to AB 495 that a lot of people are not aware of.
It just happened last week.
It happened before they voted for it.
I know there was a few changes.
There were quite a few changes.